Time to offend some people. Let's begin with a couple of stories. So yesterday, as I was walking in the park, waiting to find the right spot for my video that I wanted to film for the day, and also waiting for a doctor's appointment because we had a phone appointment scheduled for 9:40 in the morning. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna walk around for a while, try to spot a good place, and wait for my call at the same time. And then once the call is done, I'll go to that spot and film the video for the day. So I walk and look around and find a couple of good spots, but the phone just doesn't ring. So I keep going and going and going and going, and like half an hour goes by, and he still hasn't called. So I'm like, okay, I don't understand why doctors think they can do whatever the hell they want just because they're doctors. I'm not going to put my life on pause just because he decided to not be punctual. So I'm like, fine, cool. Next spot that I see, sit down, lean up against a tree, start recording the video. And what happens? Of course, midway through, 35 minutes after our scheduled appointment time, the doctor suddenly decides, you know what? Now I'm ready to call. Well, I had two options. I could, option number one, stop the video midway through and have to restart the entire thing from the very beginning just because the doctor's massive ego made him think he can call whenever the hell he wants. Or option two, I can ignore the call, even though it is a call from a doctor and it could be important. But I'm like, you know what? Everything I've been through has taught me that I need to put myself first, and I don't care who you are or who you think you are or how much better than me you think you are. You are not going to affect me. We said we had a certain time. I waited half an hour, which is plenty of time. And you decide to call later? Too fucking bad for you. So I didn't answer, finished the video, and I did, he left a message, so I called his secretary back just saying like, hey, he was supposed to call at this time. He called 35 minutes later. If he feels like calling me back today, I'll be available. If not, just give me a call back and we can reschedule. So turns out he did call later on in the day, which was totally fine. I'm proud of myself for respecting myself and, not bending backwards for a doctor just because he's a doctor. And, I understand why people would do that, and myself in the past, because it's like, it's a doctor, it's regarding my health, like I can't risk missing the call. But it's like, no, people need to learn, especially people in those types of professions who for some reason believe that because, your health and everything hangs in the balance, they can just do whatever the hell they want. I'm like, no. I'm putting my foot down. Even though it does affect me much more than it does affect him, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm done caring what other people think. I will always, from now on, respect myself. And continuing on that, story number two, which happened today, my best friend has been sending me videos lately, just like short videos, like, Facebook shorts, Instagram reels, like TikTok videos, like those types of videos. And they're supposed to be funny, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's what I've been going through lately. It's just, to me, it's not funny. To me, it's just a complete waste of time. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can watch videos like that. And also, why are you sending them to me? Like, I understand it's because he saw it, he thought it was funny, he wanted to, bring joy to my life, so he sent it to me. But it's just like, okay, I don't need a dozen of those videos per day that I find to be a complete waste of time, that I don't find funny. I appreciate the thought behind it, but I just don't need that in my life right now. And maybe it's the way I said it. I probably could have been a little more kind in the way I said it, but he got upset and, I ended up making a joke about like, oh, we're not friends anymore or whatever. And it's like, I know it was a joke. I'm sure everything's fine. But it's just like another example of like, you need to stand up for yourself. Even something as small as that. It's like I could have just ignored the videos, or I could have, felt obligated and kept watching them and not laughed and just, pretended like I appreciated it even though I didn't. So, but I'm just like, no, I can't live that life anymore. I can't put other people first. And then following that, even though it didn't go how I was expecting it to, because given the type of person he is, I just thought like he'd be like, okay, whatever. I just thought it was funny, no big deal. But yeah, I guess maybe because of the words I used, whatever, he got upset. And as a result of that, I'm like, should I do this or not? But it's been something I knew I had to bring up with my wife for a while because she also watches a lot of those videos. Not necessarily the like, funny type, but just like a lot of, you know, TikTok videos, like those types of videos, and sends a lot of them to me, which once again, I appreciate in a way because I know it comes from love. I know that it really helps her to watch those videos. She's just trying to share that with me. But it's just whenever it's a religious themed video, to me, even though I know that's not what she's doing, to me, it feels like she's just trying to push her beliefs onto me. She's trying to convert me. And I'm like, I respect your beliefs. Please just respect mine. So I know that's not the intention. I know that's not why she sends them. But that's still, I can't help but feel like, that's how I react. That's how it comes across to me. There are a few videos every once in a while, which is like, something romantic or sometimes something about like, let's say manifestation and she just wants to share that with me. Like those types of videos, I appreciate it. It's like, oh, okay, something you found value in, you want to share that with me. But it's like, I can't handle watching 20 of those videos per day when some of them are 5 minutes long. Like it just got to the point where it's like stressing me out. I felt pressured and obligated to watch them because she's my wife and I love her and I know it comes from a place of love, but it's just like, it's not good to have that stress and that pressure in my life. So it's like, I knew it was something I had to bring up, but I'm like, I don't want to offend her. I don't want to upset her. Like, it's not her fault. She's just doing what feels right to her. She's doing it out of love. But at the same time, I'm like, I need to respect myself. So even though the conversation with my friend did not go well, and it's a very similar conversation, I'm like, I need to be honest with my wife. I need to tell her about this. And I did, and surprisingly, she took it super well. And I just want to say, like, I'm really proud of her for how she handled it because, like, she's grown so much as a person over the last 14 months. Like, what we've been going through has been very intense. The distance and my health issues and her not being able to help and everything. And it's like, I know it's been very difficult for her, especially the news that, or, potential news that we got recently that we're going to get shortly. And like, I understand that it's very, very difficult for her. And that's why, like, I was surprised that she didn't get offended. She's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, I won't send any more videos. And I'm like, you can send some like every once in a while, like if it's something romantic or just something like you want to share with me, just like not 20 per day. It's just like it's too much. It's too much pressure. And I'm really proud of her for how she handled that situation. Like I really did not think it would go that way. So it's like, anyway, the reason why I'm sharing all these stories is just because like everything I've been through over the last 14 months has taught me like you need to put yourself first. Not to mean you need to be selfish. Like, as an example for my wife, like she's my everything. She's the most important thing in my life. I would do pretty much anything for her. But I still need to put myself first. It's kind of like that principle of if you're in a plane crash, put on your mask before putting it on your child. It's kind of that same principle. It's like I need to respect myself before I can respect others. And yeah, sometimes it offends people, like my best friend as an example. Or, I didn't say anything to the doctor when he did call the second time, everything was fine, but it's like he definitely would have been offended or upset if I was honest with him and blunt. It's like, dude, like, why didn't you respect the appointment? We had an appointment. It's not because you're a doctor that you're better than everyone else. So it's like, obviously that's not how I didn't say it. There was no point in doing that. And if I would have said it, I would have tried to say it in a more polite way. But it's just the core principle, the reason why I'm sharing all this is just like you have to respect yourself. It is not good for your health, for anything. It's just there's no advantage to bending backwards for other people, to putting other people first. It's going to make you sick, it's going to make you resentful, and you're going to potentially ruin relationships with people because you end up resenting them and getting annoyed by the things they do, even though they don't know they're doing it, and it's upsetting you because you never told them. So even though it's difficult to say stuff like that, and sometimes you offend and upset other people, it's better to do that both for yourself and for other people. Like there is no advantage to trying to put other people first. You absolutely need to put yourself first. And yeah, so it's like, I know that some people will get offended. Maybe some people watching this video, maybe like, you know, there's a doctor watching this and he's like, you know what, fuck you, I am better than you. Because I am a doctor, because I help people, because I save lives. It's your opinion, you're entitled. I still believe that people should respect each other, but most of all, respect themselves first. So anyway, I just thought it was important to share that. And hopefully I didn't offend too many people, but if I did, who cares? Not my problem. I need to respect myself. So thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.